News starts now with a weather alert.
Trouble in the tropics tonight.
Strong winds, rough surf, and the worst yet to come. Also, some coming to the northeast.
Right now, millions of Americans up the East Coast are under tropical storm watches and warnings.
You see it right there. Hurricane Jose is threatening all the way from the Outer Banks to just up past Boston. Parts of New York are under a tropical storm watch at this very moment.
Alexa Ashwell from our sister station in Baltimore is in Ocean City, Maryland, where they're already feeling Jose's effects.
Right now, a riptide advisory remains in effect here in Ocean City, Maryland. The impacts of Hurricane Jose right now remaining far off the Atlantic coast, passing by North Carolina. The biggest impacts people expect to see here in Ocean City: rain and, of course, those strong winds, which we're already experiencing right now. You can see officials have closed the sea gates to prevent the sand from blowing onto the boardwalk. Another concern will be these rough waters. There is a warning in place for people who decide to swim. But it's not deterring people from staying here. We do have a number of people on the boardwalk still today, of course, keeping a close eye on those conditions as Hurricane Jose makes his way up the East Coast. Reporting from Ocean City, Maryland, I'm Alexa Ashwell.
And as Jose moves north, residents in the already damaged Caribbean prepare for yet another major hurricane.
Chief Meteorologist Steve LaPointe is tracking the threat Jose is posing to our beaches in the northeast, also following the latest on Hurricane Maria. Steve.
All right, yeah, we'll talk about Jose here, and Jose is well off the Atlantic seaboard. This is a satellite presentation. Not a particularly healthy hurricane because it's being so strongly sheared. In fact, the center of circulation is actually here, and the convection, the deep bands of thunderstorms displaced from that. So that's an indication that the storm is not going to get any stronger, but may just maintain hurricane status as it continues to slowly lift off towards the north. Now, the official National Hurricane Center track projection really not too changed from where it's been. This right-hand turn is expected, and the storm is expected to stay well south and east of Nantucket. In fact, Nantucket out of the cone of uncertainty. So if anything, there's been more of a shift off to the south with this. And ultimately, the storm becomes post-tropical. But its wind fields are pretty broad and will likely expand, and therefore tropical storm force wind conditions are likely, especially across southeastern Massachusetts, Cape Cod, and the islands coming up from later tomorrow through Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Very strong northeasterly winds, gusting perhaps to 50, 60 miles per hour. There will be some coastal flooding, beach erosion, and really big waves. And then it looks like things just kind of get stuck out here and meander for some time. Tropical storm warnings for the offshore waters, Outer Banks here up through the Delmarva, and then tropical storm watch offshore of New Jersey. It does include Long Island Sound up through southeastern Connecticut. And again, this will be the prime impact area in terms of wind, the highest surf, and perhaps as much as 2 to 5 inches of rain coming up over the next 48 hours. We'll be on the far northwestern periphery, get a little bit of cloudiness, maybe some showers starting later tomorrow. So I'll talk more about that impact coming up in the next few minutes.
All right, thank you very much, Steve. I want to give you a live look right now at St. Croix in the U.S. Virgin Islands. You can see it's already getting windy and overcast as Maria approaches. Not there yet. The storm has delayed the deployment of more than 100 members of the New York Army National Guard and state police to the U.S. Virgin Islands, where they were set to go to help with Hurricane Irma recovery efforts. Now, we spoke tonight with Rich Morin. He's a Glens Falls native currently in St. Croix in the path of Hurricane Maria. He says after Irma, the residents there are not taking any chances.
There's a whole different vibe on the island with this storm. I think the Crucians are taking it a little bit more serious. You know, people are stocking up a little better. It seems like the houses are a little bit better prepared. Businesses are a little bit better prepared. So now it's just a matter of, wait and see.
Meantime, you can get all the latest updates on the threats in the Caribbean as well as Tropical Storm Jose with our free CBS 6 News app. To get it, just search WRGB in the App Store or Google Play.